What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can probably already expect, today's video is going to be an absolutely massive one. As usual, you guys know on this channel, I record my videos all the day before, so today, obviously, I'm not going to be going ahead and posting anything about the brand new event for Modern Warfare 3 that's going to be happening in Warzone. We're actually going to be streaming that live today, though, over on Kick, so if you guys want to see my live impressions before I go ahead and make a video about that stuff tomorrow and all the details that are going to be coming out, you guys can check that out. My stream will go live around 12 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The link to that is down in the description of this video. But for today's video, I thought this was extremely important to go ahead and put out because it blows my mind. It truthfully leaves me speechless to see how people can so easily get thrown right back into the Call of Duty cycle. You know, we have been fed, hand-fed, to be more specific, not just fed, we've been hand-fed bullcrap year after year after year, neglected by Activision year after year after year. And just like every year, they hype us up with certain features, and now the community has completely forgotten what happened in the past. And again, I can acknowledge that these features are good things. I've done it multiple times. You've seen multiple videos where I praised things that they have done. But I'm not folding just yet, and I don't think the community should either. Like I said, after you see what you see today, you might be shocked how deep the community truthfully is. But before we go ahead and hop into the topic of today's video, just very quickly, if you guys enjoy what you hear today and want to hear some more content revolving around Call of Duty, we do all types of stuff on here. Commentaries, rants, live gameplays, comparisons, all of the above. If you guys enjoy that type of stuff and you enjoy the vibes, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. And of course, like I said a little bit earlier, we will be streaming today the new Warzone event for Modern Warfare 3. So if you guys want to be a part of that, the link to my Kick channel is down in the description of this video, also starting around 12 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now today's video is specifically about the community and how they're acting towards Modern Warfare 3, but Call of Duty did post out a little something that I do want to mention in the beginning of this video because I thought it was pretty funny. They said, the future of Call of Duty is almost here, hashtag Modern Warfare 3. Bring your camos, weapons, blueprints, and more from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. Experience new open combat missions and campaign, zombies, and this is it right here, an evolution of the multiplayer experience. Yes, again, the same saying, the same quote we see every single year. Either it's the next big thing, it's the evolution, it's, the most premium thing you'll ever touch, it's going to revolutionize Call of Duty as we know it. Every year we hear the same exact junk, and every year the Call of Duty community falls for it, thinking that, yes, this is going to revolutionize COD, when in reality, it probably won't. I would love for them to prove me wrong, and if they do, I'll eat these words like no tomorrow. I'll eat them like I've been starving for over a week. But until that day comes, they have not proven me in the past. They're trustworthy, so I don't know why I should trust this either. But I did want to mention also that the open campaign missions or combat missions do sound pretty cool. I got to be honest, we never really had an open, map style when it comes to campaign. They tried to do it in Black Ops 4, but it got completely scrapped. So we'll see how it turns out in this game. That might be interesting to see. But again, I just wanted to throw out that because I thought it was hilarious that they called it an evolution of the multiplayer experience. Oh, that's comedy gold right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, but now to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this game, for some reason, I always think that the community is starting to acknowledge that it is DLC, and they're starting to, brighten up to the fact that we're about to get, schemed again for $70 when this should probably be a $40, $50 title. But, as I said, as the community goes on, you will see some really insane stuff. Modern Warzone put out a tweet the other day, which I really do appreciate him doing so, because it really does, it brings out a lot of people in the community to speak their minds, speak their opinions. And the tweet said, does Modern Warfare 3, coming with all 16 original Modern Warfare 2 maps at launch, make it worth the $70 asking price? As obvious as day coming from me, no. But my goodness, going down into the replies, again, no hate to Modern Warzone, he's just putting out a simple question here, but the Call of Duty community responding to it, over half, I don't even think I saw anybody really say no. It might have been a handful of people saying no, it's not worth $70 price tag, but basically almost everybody who responded to this tweet said that yes, indeed, the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps are good enough for $70. Guys, holy cow, that's what modern game has released without any original maps? Tell me, I would love to know. Because usually when a new title comes out, there's something original in the game, so it's known as a new game. But if this game is only launching with DLC content, Really? Is this really worth $70? And I acknowledge that making these remasters is not easy. Clearly, a lot of people always assume that when a remaster is put in the game, they're simply copying and pasting. Oh, you want, high rise? Okay, go to Modern Warfare 2, copy it, and then paste it into Modern Warfare 2 2022. No, that's not how remasters work. In order to remaster a map, they have to go ahead and make it from the ground up. Yes, on the brand new engine, they have to literally find and pick and choose pieces to put together to make the map look identical. There's no such thing as copy and pasting. They literally, from the ground up, have to rebuild that OG map. But again, compared to actually going to the drawing board and trying to draw up concept maps and create new flows and create something different, that's 10 trillion times easier, right? It's a lot easier to look at, what a map was supposed to be and then just find pieces and, put it together from the ground up compared to actually having to make something new that flows correctly, that's cool, that might be innovative, all of the above. Way easier to make the OGs. It's not worth $70. Yet and still, over half the community is turning up. I said this in my other video, but I don't even think people are going to enjoy these maps. I love Modern Warfare 2 maps personally, but Modern Warfare 2 maps are special. Back in the day, you have to understand, a lot of these maps weren't made how people want it nowadays. A lot of people nowadays want shipment, rust, shoot house, 24/7. That's all they want. But Modern Warfare 2 had a lot more variety in their maps. Way more variety than Treyarch games as well. Treyarch, they, much more than Infinity Ward, stuck to the 3-lane pattern of their maps. But Infinity Ward has always branched out and made their maps creative, out of this world, sandbox-ish, a lot of jump spots, a lot of crazy things to discover. That's what Infinity Ward does best. It just is. And Modern Warfare 2 maps, the OG 2009 maps, are basically exactly that. They're not small. Maybe some of them, but the majority of them are medium to large, with a lot of safe spaces, a lot of camping spots, a lot of dark areas, a lot of corners, a lot of alleyways, a lot of things that people complain about every single day. Yet people are turning up at these maps being introduced. I think it's just kind of hilarious. Again, don't get me wrong, I love Modern Warfare 2 maps. Personally, I love them, but to see so many people complain about what we have current date and say, oh, these maps are way too large. Oh, there's too many safe spaces. Too many angles, too many power positions. And then praise a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 maps coming back when they are just as toxic is just, it's hilarious to me. It's absolutely hilarious. But after that post, there was another post from the Ghost of Hope, which is, he's a fantastic leaker when it comes to Call of Duty information. But he put out a poll saying, will you be buying Modern Warfare 3? With 3 answers. Yes, waiting to play beta, which is what I chose, and no. And holy cow, 48.3% of the people said yes, right out the gate, they're going to be pre-ordering and buying Modern Warfare 3. Not even going to wait for the beta. Forget waiting for the beta, forget waiting, because let's be honest here. The majority of the people who picked waiting to play the beta probably are going to buy it. So we could just chalk those guys up to the yes category as well. So that overall category right there, yes, people are loving it. And this has 29,000 views and 7,000 plus votes on it. That's a lot of people who went ahead and voted on this poll here. And they're all wanting to go ahead and buy Modern Warfare 3 for the full $70 price tag. There's not even a little bit of fight back. Even if this poll came out a little bit differently with 20 to 30% saying no and, and then it branches off across the rest, I'll be like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But everybody's hyped about it. Everybody's buying it. I'm at a loss, ladies and gentlemen. I truly am, because every single time that you think that you're going in the right direction with COD and we're finally making a good stand, it seems like things are backfiring. And again, we have made changes. We've gotten all the fixes that we wanted. If you go back to the beginning of this channel when it comes to Modern Warfare 2 2022, I've been saying that I like Modern Warfare 2 2022. Unlike a lot of people, I like the maps in that game. Unlike a lot of people, I enjoy the gunplay in that game. Unlike a lot of people, I didn't think the movement was too shabby. Could be improved to make it faster, but it wasn't the worst thing in the universe. The biggest problems were the horrifying perk system, the lack of content, the not having any ninjas so you can move around the map mixed with horrifying footstep noise, no red dots on the minimap. The list goes on. You guys know the details. You guys know the things that we wanted in the game to be improved. The attachments making your guns awful and extremely slow. The list goes on. And they fixed it all. Literally, point by point by point, Sledgehammer has nailed everything the community has asked for when it comes to Modern Warfare 2 2022. So obviously, we did get some good changes, and these are the things that we want. But we shouldn't be praising development teams reintroducing things that we've had since day one. Us hyping up red dots on a minimap and hyping up having ninja as a perk and hyping up all this stuff is the equivalent of, let's say the next Battlefield game, classes are right out the gate. We have classes, right? The class system, you don't even have to worry about specialists. We have normal classes. Your assault class, your medic class, you got yourself your support, and you got yourself your recon right out the gate. That's the equivalent of the Battlefield community just go, oh, we did it. We got it. We did everything we needed to do, and Battlefield's back in action, baby. That is literally the equivalent of that. Hyping up a core feature that should have never been removed in the first place, being added back into the game. A year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, depends on what game franchise we're talking about, for a full price tag. Not in addition to the game, not something that's free. No, you have to pay a full price tag in order to get these changes. Again, that is the equivalent of that. That is the same exact thing as us hyping up freaking red dots. Red dots on the minimap. Again, don't get me wrong, I'm not angry about 16 maps. OG Modern Warfare 2 maps coming into the game, it's cool. But with no new content, all of this stuff is considered DLC to me. That's all it is. And you want to know what? I'm willing to put money on a bet that even with them not releasing any new content with Modern Warfare 3 and all of it being remastered and stuff brought over from Modern Warfare 2, I am still willing to put money on the fact that with our, seasonal updates, again, it's something that I would love for them to prove me wrong, I guarantee we're only going to see like 2 to 3 maps per update. When in reality, with no new content in this game, we should be seeing probably 4 to 5 new multiplayer 6v6. I'm not talking about gunfight. I'm not talking about, ground war style map. I'm not talking about what I'm talking about 6v6, what COD is about, okay? Not what it's trying to be. No, what COD is, 6v6 arcade arena shooter. We should be seeing 4 to 5 brand new maps introduced into this game every single time if all the content at the base version is only DLC for Modern Warfare 2. Well, not DLC because they weren't DLC maps in Modern Warfare 2, but the core maps from Modern Warfare 2, the OG. But I have a feeling that we're not going to see that. I have a feeling that they're going to have the nerve to not put in any new content at launch and then still drip feed us with the live service method every single, time a new season drops. Again, I might be getting a little far ahead of myself here because none of this stuff confirmed. We don't know what's going on here. And we don't even know if it's going to be new maps or not new maps within the game. But again, the reason I'm getting so feisty is just seeing the Call of Duty community hyping up something like this. Again, like I said, if we knew new maps were coming and we're getting all the OGs, then yeah, I'm all for it. But everybody's hyping up the fact that it's just OG. They know that it could potentially be no new maps, but they are still in love with the fact that we're only getting OG stuff. Where's the creativity in that? Like, they actually did, this is what blows my mind, is that they actually did a good job improving the maps from Modern Warfare 2019 to Modern Warfare 2. And we still have everybody complain about it. And now, look at what we're getting here, man. Absolutely zero new maps, no new creativity. We're relying on classics now. We're relying on OG maps. I mean, God, how far have we fallen in the Call of Duty community that this is the point that we are at right now? But ladies and gentlemen, there's not really too much else that I have to say. Obviously, today is the day that we will be seeing this reveal from Modern Warfare 3. So tomorrow's video is going to be a lot more packed. We're going to be covering a lot of different topics, and clearly, Charlie Intel, Modern Warzone, a lot of other people on Twitter are going to be going ahead and posting a bunch of stuff about what's happening with Call of Duty. So of course, make sure you follow up with everybody and, just get yourself into the Call of Duty community. You can see what's going on with this game and keep yourself informed on, what will be happening. But of course, as always, I'll be streaming that brand new event today. Again, I'll go live around 12. I don't know when the event goes live. I think it's around 12 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. So around when I go live is probably when the event is going to go live. So if you guys want to see it live with me, hang out, like I said, hear my early impressions before we discuss stuff, then by all means, you can tune into the stream. The link to that is down in the description of this video. And I do want to mention, last but not least, if of course, you want to be notified about this stuff and you want to see all my videos as soon as possible. I post every day at 8 in the morning, but there's also a bell notification button that you guys can slap that will get you notified every single time a video goes live. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning into this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.